Did you know that there's a 2-minute workout that can dramatically improve your walking stability after 60? The thing is, many of us accept wobbling, cautious steps, and the fear of falling as part of getting older. But here's the exciting news. There's a simple, science-backed approach that can strengthen the exact muscles and balance systems that prevent falls in just a couple of minutes a day. In this video, I'm going to show you that approach as well as the top 4 exercises you need to do to walk safely and confidently, especially if you're over 60. Now, before we dive into the exercises, let's talk about a key factor that impacts your mobility and safety as you age, something that often goes unnoticed. Scientists have found that after 60, decline in hip, leg, and core strength, combined with subtle balance issues, is the main reason seniors become more prone to falls. These weaknesses develop quietly over the years, and if left unaddressed, they can make even simple tasks like walking upstairs or getting out of a chair risky. Here's the good news. Recent studies show that these weaknesses are reversible, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. With the right exercises, you can strengthen the muscles and improve your balance in just 2 minutes a day. But here's the catch. Not all exercises are equally effective. Doing the wrong movements or skipping key muscles can waste your time or even increase your fall risk. That's why in this video, I'll show you the 4 essential exercises that target the exact muscles responsible for safe walking, along with a simple daily routine you can follow no matter your fitness level. We'll even include easier and more challenging variations so everyone can do them safely. Let's get started with exercise number 1, single leg balance. We'll start with what could be the most important movement for keeping your mobility strong as you age. It's called the single leg balance, and researchers at the Mayo Clinic discovered something remarkable about this simple test. They found that your ability to balance on one leg for just 10 seconds is a stronger predictor of your longevity and fall risk than almost any other physical test. Think about that for a moment. This childlike movement, standing on one foot, can reveal more about your future health than expensive medical scans. Why? Because balance isn't just about your legs. It's a complex conversation between your brain, your muscles, your inner ear, and your vision, all working together in perfect harmony. Here's what happens when you practice single leg balance. Your stabilizer muscles, those tiny muscles around your ankles and hips that you never think about, wake up and get stronger. Your proprioception, that's your body's GPS system that tells you where you are in space, becomes sharper, and your core muscles learn to engage automatically, creating a stable foundation for every step you take. How to practice single leg balance. Stand next to a sturdy chair or counter. This is your safety net, and there's absolutely no shame in using it. Place your feet hip-width apart and shift your weight onto your right leg. Slowly lift your left foot just a few inches off the ground. Don't worry about how high. Even an inch counts. Now here's the key. Keep your standing knee slightly soft, not locked. Imagine there's a string pulling you up from the crown of your head. Your goal is to hold this position for 10 to 30 seconds. If you can barely hold it for 5 seconds, that's your starting point. No judgment, just awareness. Breathe naturally. Many people hold their breath when balancing, which actually makes it harder. Find a focal point on the wall in front of you and keep your eyes fixed on it. This gives your brain a stable reference point. After 10 to 30 seconds, gently lower your foot and switch sides. Do this 3 times on each leg. You might notice one side is stronger than the other. That's completely normal and exactly why we practice. The real-world impact. That's what this exercise gives you. Not just stronger legs, but mental confidence. And in the world of fall prevention, confidence is everything. Now, if single leg balance tests your stability, the next exercise trains something even more crucial, your ability to walk on a narrow base of support, which is exactly what you do when navigating crowded spaces, walking on curbs, or moving through your home at night. If you're still with me, I'd be so grateful if you could give this video a thumbs up. Before we continue, I have a little brain challenge for you. And at the end, I'll ask what you've learned, just to see how much fun you had while exercising your mind. Wonderful. Thank you so much for staying with me. And if you'd like, Please consider subscribing so we can continue learning, moving, and staying healthy together. Exercise 2, heel-to-toe walk. Have you ever noticed how toddlers learning to walk take those wide, wobbly steps? That's because their balance system is still developing. But here's the ironic part. As we age, many of us unconsciously return to that wide-based stance because our balance has deteriorated. We shuffle, we widen our steps, and slowly but surely, we lose the ability to walk confidently. The heel-to-toe walk, also called tandem walking, reverses this process. It's used by neurologists to assess balance and coordination, but it's also one of the most effective exercises for improving your gait and reducing fall risk. Research from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that seniors who practiced tandem walking for just 2 minutes daily showed a 43% improvement in balance scores after 4 weeks. That's not a typo. 4 weeks of a 2-minute exercise created nearly a 50% improvement. How to practice heel-to-toe walk. Find a hallway or clear space where you can walk in a straight line. If you're nervous, do this next to a wall so you can touch it for support. Imagine you're walking on a tightrope or along a narrow beam. Place your right foot directly in front of your left foot so the heel of your right foot touches the toes of your left foot. There should be no gap. Now, take another step, placing your left heel against your right toes. Continue this pattern for 10 to 15 steps. Here's what makes this challenging. Your center of gravity is constantly shifting over a narrow base. This forces your core muscles to stabilize, your ankle muscles to make micro adjustments, and your brain to coordinate all of this in real time. It's like a workout for your entire balance system. Start slowly. This isn't a race. Quality matters far more than speed. Keep your head up and your eyes focused forward, not down at your feet. Looking down actually makes balancing harder because you lose your visual reference point. If 10 steps feels too easy, try it with your eyes closed for the last few steps. This removes your visual input and forces your body to rely purely on proprioception. It's incredibly challenging, but incredibly effective. The science behind the steps, what's happening in your brain during this exercise, is fascinating. Your cerebellum, the part of your brain responsible for coordination, starts building new neural pathways. Think of it like creating a stronger internet connection between your brain and your body. The more you practice, the faster and more reliable that connection becomes. Now, while the first 2 exercises focus on balance and coordination, the next one builds the raw strength you need to support those skills. Because here's the truth, you can have perfect balance, but if your leg muscles are weak, you won't be able to catch yourself when you stumble. If you're still here and my content is easy to understand, please type yes in the comments. If it's confusing or hard to follow, type 2. This will really help me create better content for you in the future. Exercise 3, half squat. Let me ask you something. Can you get up from a chair without using your hands? Can you climb a flight of stairs without gripping the railing for dear life? Can you get out of a car without that awkward struggle? If you hesitated on any of those questions, your leg strength needs attention, and the single best exercise to build functional leg strength after 60 is the half squat. Here's why this matters so much. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that leg strength declines by 3% per year after age 60 if you do nothing to maintain it. By the time you're 80, you could have 60% less leg strength than you had at 60. That's the difference between independence and needing assistance for basic activities. But the half squat addresses all the major muscle groups you need for daily life. Your quadriceps, which straighten your knee, your glutes, which power you upstairs and out of chairs, and your hamstrings, which stabilize your knees and hips. How to practice half squats. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing slightly outward. Place your hands on a sturdy chair or counter in front of you for support. This isn't cheating. It's smart training. Imagine you're about to sit down in a chair that's just behind you. Push your hips back slightly, bend your knees, and lower yourself down about 6 to 8 inches. You don't need to go deep. This is a half squat, not a full squat. Your knees should stay behind your toes, and your weight should be in your heels, not your toes. Pause for just a moment at the bottom, then push through your heels to stand back up. Squeeze your glutes at the top. That's 1 repetition. Start with 5 to 8 repetitions. Rest for 30 seconds and do 2 more sets. Critical form tips. Keep your chest up and your core engaged throughout the movement. If you round your back, you're putting unnecessary stress on your spine. Think about sitting back into a chair, not just bending your knees forward. Breathe out as you push up. This is when you're exerting force, and exhaling helps activate your core muscles. Never hold your breath during strength exercises. It can spike your blood pressure unnecessarily. If 5 repetitions feel too hard, that's okay. Do 3. If 8 feel too easy, try taking 3 seconds to lower down and 3 seconds to rise up. This tempo training dramatically increases the challenge without adding repetitions. The functional benefits. Within 2 weeks of consistent practice, you'll notice everyday activities becoming easier. Getting out of your car won't feel like a major effort. Climbing stairs won't leave you winded. And that moment when you drop something and need to pick it up, you'll squat down with confidence instead of that awkward, fearful bend. Now, while these first 3 exercises build strength and balance, there is one more piece of the puzzle. An exercise so simple you can do it sitting down, yet it targets a muscle group that's crucial for walking stability and often completely overlooked. Exercise 4. Seated leg raises. There's something most people don't realize. Your hip flexors, the muscles at the front of your hips that lift your leg when you walk, weaken significantly with age, especially if you sit a lot. Weak hip flexors lead to a shuffling gait, reduced step length, and increased tripping risk because you can't lift your feet high enough to clear obstacles. The seated leg raise directly strengthens these muscles while also engaging your core and improving the mind-muscle connection in your lower body. And the best part? You can do this while watching television, reading, or even during commercial breaks. How to practice seated leg raises. Sit in a sturdy chair with your back straight and feet flat on the floor. Place your hands on the sides of the chair for support. Engage your core by pulling your belly button slightly toward your spine. Keeping your right knee straight, lift your right leg until it's parallel to the floor, or as high as comfortable. Your thigh should lift off the chair. Hold this position for 2 to 3 seconds, really focusing on squeezing the muscles at the front of your hip and thigh. Slowly lower your leg back down with control. Don't just drop it. The lowering phase is just as important as the lifting phase for building strength. That's 1 repetition. Do 8 to 12 repetitions on your right leg, then switch to your left leg. Progression options. If this feels easy, point your toes toward your shin as you lift. This adds resistance by engaging your shin muscles. You can also add a hold at the top for 5 seconds instead of 2 to 3 seconds. For an extra challenge, try lifting both legs at the same time. This dramatically increases core engagement and difficulty, but only attempt this if single leg raises feel comfortable. Why this matters? Strong hip flexors don't just help you walk better. They improve your posture, reduce lower back pain, and make activities like climbing stairs or stepping over objects much safer. They're the unsung heroes of mobility. Earlier, we talked about the exercise where you stand on one leg to improve your balance. How many seconds did we say you should try to hold that position? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one and will get back to you as soon as possible. Don't worry if you don't remember, just type 9 in the comments. So there you have it. 4 exercises that take less than 2 minutes combined, yet address every major component of safe, confident walking. Balance, coordination, leg strength, and hip mobility. Single leg balance trains your stability and proprioception. Heel to toe walk improves your gait and neural coordination. Half squats build the functional leg strength you need for daily activities. And seated leg raises strengthen those often neglected hip flexors that keep you from shuffling and tripping. The research is clear. Consistency beats intensity every single time, especially after 60. You don't need to do marathon workout sessions. You need daily practice, even if it's just 2 minutes. That consistency creates lasting change. I want to challenge you to something. Try these 4 exercises once a day for the next 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. Mark it on your calendar. Set a reminder on your phone. Whatever it takes. And then come back here and tell me what you notice. I genuinely want to know. Which of these 4 exercises are you going to try first? Drop a comment and let me know. And if you found this valuable, share it with someone you care about who's over 60. These simple movements could genuinely change someone's life. Remember, longevity isn't just about living longer. It's about living with freedom, confidence, and independence. And that's exactly what these exercises give you. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll talk about the single biggest nutritional mistake people make after 60 that accelerates muscle loss. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Now get up, choose one exercise, and take action. Your 80-year-old self will thank you.